Namaskar and welcome again to Planet to Soul Astrology. Seventh house and marital bliss. Each one of us is very much connected to our seventh house. Seventh house is not only public house, seventh house is interrelationship with your society, how you deal with people, and seventh house is also connected to your spouse, as we know it in a better terms. So basically, when we see our seventh house in a chart, first attempt we see that okay, which sign is posited in your seventh house, and as per that sign, your spouse is described. Before going to Navmansh Kundali, first you have to assess your seventh house related matters through your first chart, that is D1 chart, Kshetra Kundali, Lagna Kundali, or we can call it as a natal chart. Because your ascendant is you yourself. For lifelong, this ascendant is going to be with you, your life pattern is with you. Exactly opposite to it is your seventh house, and whatever sign is posited in your seventh house, that is the major impact or major impact planet of your life. Even though you see all other Varga charts, but whatever sign is posited in your D1 chart in your seventh house, that sign related planet, only your spouse will be having very prominent features. Say for example, you are Capricorn ascendant, so seventh house is having Cancer sign. Even though wherever this moon is going in D1 chart, or wherever this Cancer sign or moon is going in Navmansh Kundali, your spouse will be the most emotional and most sensitive person, as well as will love travels. Even though this moon is going in fixed sign in Navmansh Kundali, but still this person will be having more affinity for travels, very emotional and very connected to any sensitive things. While seeing or watching movie or while watching any series, this person will start crying. Now you have to see what planet or what sign you are having in your seventh house. Secondly, you have to see which planet is posited in your seventh house. Okay, there could be any sign in your seventh house. If you are Taurus ascendant, and if you have Scorpio sign posited in your seventh house, and if you have Venus also posited there, Sun also posited there, that means this Scorpio sign is getting hammered because of this Sun and Surya and Venus. Sun and Venus are not making very good combination for marital bliss. This is a best fantastic combination for creativity, for thinking out of box, for giving too much of liberty to your spouse. But at the same time, Sun whenever goes with Venus, Venus starts behaving like Sun. So here you can consider, okay, even though Venus and Sun are there in seventh house, where Mars is going in this chart. And if Mars is not at all afflicted in your chart, being your seventh lord, then definitely you can consider a better and better marital bliss first. If Mars is also getting afflicted in your chart, but if this Mars, that is your seventh lord, is aspected by good Jupiter, then definitely you can consider that you will be having good marital bliss. Your spouse will be dominating, but at the same time, spouse will always see you growing, right? Because Jupiter is aspecting this Mars, passion, aggression, always will be there, will always be a flame of a real flame of thoughts, real flame of helping towards your spouse, always will be there. So in your D1 chart, you have to consider where your seventh lord is going, which house this seventh lord is going. If at all this seventh lord is going in 6, 8 and 12 houses, immediately do not jump to the conclusion that no, I will not get any type of marital bliss. No. If it is going in 12th house, 8th house, 6th house, definitely you can consider that maybe your spouse is having international connections. You cannot immediately say that you are not going to get good marital bliss. Then you have to see that where that 6th, 8th and 12th lord are going and how they are connected to your 7th house. I am revealing very important factor how to assess your 7th house. I cannot explain it in a very elaborated manner because every time explaining is not possible, or sometimes for everyone maybe it is not that much that much understandable, because this time I am not showing you any chart, but definitely some other time I will take a chart and I will discuss with you all. So, 7th house of your chart, 7th lord of your chart, and any planets posited in your 7th house, any planets aspecting your 7th house are playing vital role towards your marital bliss. You just have to see how your 7th lord is connected to your ascendant lord, and then you can derive to a conclusion how you and your spouse will be living a happy life or miserable life, or how this thing will be fructifying throughout your life, unless and until this planet is benefic, malefic, or functional benefic, functional malefic. That type of theory you just have to utilize in your D1 chart. And whatever sign is posited in your 7th house, 110% your spouse characteristic is going to be like that only. Even though whatever sign is falling in your 7th house of D9 chart, that comes secondary. But whatever sign is falling in D1 chart of your 7th house, that is the primary feature, primary characteristic, primary nature of your spouse. If it is a sun sign, your spouse will be very little, you can say, egoistic person, dominating person, highly ambitious person, maintaining always self-respect, self-reputation. Always things are very important, and always this person wants to be intact in front of anyone. If it is a moon, as I said, if it is a Mercury talkative spouse, Mercury sign also is posited, then you have to assess which planets are posited in your 7th house. So this way definitely you can assess your 7th house, and at least a rough idea, or we can say generalized idea, you can just derive that how will be my marital bliss, and then definitely you can go to Navamsha Kundali. So this was all about 7th house, assessment of 7th house, and seeing your or assessing your marital bliss. Next time I'll come with different topic. By that time, stay tuned with Planet Soul Astrology, and as I always say, Sabka Mangal Ho, may all be blessed. Namaste.